Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ramon. First time you are stopping by. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to draft this 2000 necklines top with a bubble gather. So if something that you're interested in, you need to definitely keep on watching. So let's move right into this tutorial. From the edge of my pattern, I'm going to come down by 1 inches, which is going to be my shoulder line. I'm going to roll out a vertical line there. After that, I'm going to come down from there by 10.5 inches for my bust point, 13.5 inches for the under bust line, and 17.5 inches is my shoulder to waist line, plus 1 inches because the side doesn't start from the actual waistline. It's come down by 1 inch from the waistline. After that, I'm going to roll out a vertical line and label it my bust points, my under bust line, and the waistline. On the shoulder line there, I'm going to divide my shoulder by 2. My shoulder is 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. So from there, I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. So to calculate your hemline, you need to divide your bust circumferences divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. My bust is 36 divided by 6, which is 6 inches plus 1.5 inches, which make it 7.5 inches. So I mark the point, I roll it out, and it's going to be my chest line. So on that chest line, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement down to the chest line, which is 7.5 inches. After marking it, I connect it to the shoulder slope. After that, I'm going to come up on the shoulder line and mark in my shoulder width, which is 3.5 inches, and connect it to the shoulder slope. After I'm done with that, I'm going to find the midpoint on the armhole line and mark it. From there, I'm going to come in by 0.75. After I'm done marking it, I'll come down on the chest line and mark in my bust measurement divided by 4, which is 9 inches. So I mark it. After that, I'm going to cuff out my armhole cuff. The next thing to do now is to mark in your bust span, which means your nipple to nipple. Mine is 7 inches divided by 2, which is 3.5. So I'm going to mark it on the bust point, my under bust line, and the waistline. After I'm done connecting the point together on the center front on the waistline, I'm going to come in by 0.5 inches. On the other side, I'm going to come out by 1.5 inches, making it 2 inches that I mark. So I'm also going to mark it on the waistline and connect it together. After connecting it together, I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect it to the bust point. The next thing I'm doing now is to mark in my waist measurement. My waist is 30 divided by 4, which is 7.5 inches, plus 2 inches that we have for the dart on the waistline. I'm also going to mark it and connect it to the chest line. After that, I'm going to add 1.5 inches for the stitches allowance. After I'm done with that, I'm going to come up on the shoulder line and find the main point, which is 2 inches, and connect it to the bust point. From this point here on the bust line, I'm going to come up by 2 inches, and from the depth of the neckline, I'm going to come up by 0.5 inches on the center front and use my curve ruler to connect it together. After I'm done with that, on the side there, I'm going to come down by 0.5 inches and also use my curve ruler to connect it together. To tighten my neckline, I'm going to divide 1.5 inches on both sides of the line. After I'm done marking it, I'm going to connect it to the bust point using my curve ruler. To make sure that what I have on both sides of the cup is equal, I mean the center front and the side front is equal when I'm stitching it, I need to measure around the cup. So if it's shorter or it's longer, I need to adjust it to make sure that both sides of the cup is equal. You can see that the center front is a little bit shorter than the side front, so I adjust it and reconnect it to the center front and use my marker to make the line more visible. From the midpoint on the armor curve there, I'm going to roll out a straight line down to the neckline. Just look at the way I place my ruler. So after that, I'm also going to use my marker to connect it together to the shoulder, and I'm used 2 inches for the width of the shoulder. So from the lines that I ruled out on the neckline, I'm going to come out by 1 inches and use my curve ruler. Just look at the way I place my curve ruler and connect it to the 2 inches on the shoulder line. All the place that you see me marking is the place that is not needed. So on the side there on the waistline, I'm going to come out by 1.5 inches and connect it to the shoulder. So guys, we are done with our front pattern. Let's proceed to cut it out. And don't forget to label your pattern. Label it very well so that it's easy for you to recognize when you start stitching it. So guys, this is what the front pattern look like after I'm done cutting it out. So let's move to the back pattern. For the back pattern, I've already ruled out the lines that I need for the back. So from the edge of my pattern, I come down by 1 inches for the shoulders. From there, 10.5 inches for the bust line and 18.5 inches for the waistline. Sorry guys, the middle line is not included. It's on the bust line, is a mistake. So just focus on the bust line and the waistline. So from the center back, I come in by 1.5 inches for the zipper allowance. The next thing to do now is to mark in my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 15 divided by 4, which is 7.5 inches. I mark it from there. I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. So after that, I'm going to come down by 7.5 inches for the armhole line and rule out a vertical line there. So on that chest line, I'm going to take down my shoulder measurement, which is 7.5 inches, and connect it to the shoulder slope. After I'm not connecting it, I'm going to mark in my neck width, which is 3.5 inches, and also connect it to the shoulder slope. The next thing to do now is to find the midpoint on the armhole line and come in by 0.5 inches. After I'm done marking it, I'm going to come down on the chest line and marking my bust measurement, which is 36 divided by 4, 9 inches. I mark it. After that, I will now curve out my armhole curve. For the back waist dart, I'm going to use my bust span, which is nipple to nipple, and it's 7 inches divided by 2, which is 3.5 inches. I'm going to mark it on the bust line, and on the waistline, I will now connect the point together. After I'm done connecting it on the waistline, I'm going to mark in half an inch on both sides and connect it to the bust line. So guys, this is where I realized that I roll out on the bust line for the back pattern, which is not supposed to be there. So I'm going to clean it out now and cancel the underbust line that I label on the back pattern. So guys, next thing I'm going to do now is to mark in my waist measurement, which is 30 divided by 4, 7.5 inches. I mark it plus 1 inch for the waist dart. I'm connecting it to the chest line. I also had my stitches allowance, which is 1.5 inches. So from this side there on the armhole line, I'm going to come down by 0.5 inches like what we did in the front pattern. Rule it out to the zipper allowance. So from the midpoint on the armhole curve there, I'm going to roll out a straight line there, and on the shoulder line, mark in 2 inches, and from this point here I'm going to come out by 1 inches and use my hip cuff to connect the point together. After I'm done with that, on the waistline layer on the center back, I'm going to come up by 1 inches. So I'm going to close my waist start first before I blend it to the side. The 1 inches that I come up on the waistline on the center back is to afford zipper bulge. You can see that I blend it to the knotting on the side. After that, on the waistline on the center back, I'm going to cut in by half inches. This also to afford silver bulge. The half inches that I come in on the center back on the waistline, I need to take it out. So to take it out, I need to remove it from the zipper allowance. So I mark that half inches on the zipper allowance and connect it to the neckline. I also label my pattern, so all this label you see me marking is the unwanted space that I need to go out. So the next thing to do now is just to cut out the pattern. And don't forget to label your pattern. So guys, after I'm done with it, this is what this pattern look like. So for the length of the bubble gathers, I'm using 10 inches for the length plus 4 inches extra. 1 inch is going to be for the stitches allowance, so remaining 3 inches is going to be for the bubbles. You understand it much better along the way, so I'm going to cut out 14 inches, cut it out. So I'm using my hand to tear the fabric because the fabric is tearable. I'm using a curl fabric, by the way. So if you know that your fabric, you can't tear it like you see me doing, so just use your scissors to cut it out. So I'll also measure another 14 inches again. So the first one that I first cut is going to be for the front, while the second one is going to be for the back. For the width of the fabric, I just use what is on the fabric. You guys know that the width for the crepe fabric is by 60, so I just use what is there without reducing it. After I'm done cutting out the fabric, the first one I first cut, the length is not equal on both sides. I went ahead and joined a fabric to it to make the length the same. So I went ahead, I folded it into two equally. On the center front, I have 13 inches, which I'm supposed to have 14 inches for the length, but it's still adjustable because I still need to cut out some inches on the center front. So on the center front here, I'm going to come up by 2 inches instead of 3 inches. Don't forget that the length that I have there is 13 inches instead of 14 inches. That's the reason why I come up by 2 inches. If it is 14 inches that I have there, I'm going to come up by 3 inches because it's 13 and the length is shorter by 1 inches on the center front. So everything that I'm removing from the center front is 3 inches. So I just blend it to the side, and the first one I just did now is for the front, while this one is for the back. So I'm going to divide it into two. After I'm done cutting it out, I'm going to pin it to the both sides of the front side and took it to the machine to stitch it together. After I'm done with the stitches, I'm going to notch the center front, this the side, and the center back. So I'm going to measure what I have there. So I have 14 inches on the center back, on the side the same thing, 14 inches, and on the center front I have 11 inches on the center front. So the next thing to do now is to cut the lining. And for the lining, I'm cutting a 90-degree flare for it because I want the lining to be a little bit free. So I went ahead, I fold my fabric into two like you see me doing so. So I'm going to look for where my waist measurements fall into. After I got my waist measurement plus zipper allowance, I'm going to measure it from the top and know what is it and take it all around. So I'm going to measure that 21 all round, and the length I'm using for the lining is 10 inches plus 1 inch for the stitches allowance. 10 inches is exactly the length of the gathers bubble that I want. By the time I gather the fabric and I use the lining to turn it inside, the length is not going to pass 10 inches. You guys understand it's more better by the time we start joining the pieces together. So the length is 10 inches plus extra 1 inch for the stitches allowance. So I went ahead, I roll it all the way around before I start cutting it out. After I'm not cut out the lining, I still need to adjust the center front because like what we did on the fabric, we shorter the center front by 3 inches. So I'm going to do the same thing on the lining, short the length by 3 inches, connect it to the side and cut it out because the front is a little bit shorter than the side and the center back. So guys, after I'm just cutting it out, this is what it's looking like. So by the time I gather the fabric, the length is not going to pass exactly the length of the lining. So guys, the end of today's tutorial. In my next video, I'm going to share with you guys how I join the pieces together, how I make the gathers bubble down below. So if you enjoy my video and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below, like, comment and share, and also ring the notification so whenever I post a new video you'll be notified. See you guys in my next video. Bye.